Okay, so I've done it again. I've swapped out some of the clubs in my bag and I've got a new bag. This is my last what's in the bag for 2023, I promise. Hi, I'm Paul and this is The Golf Show. Now I know what you're thinking and I don't disagree. Stop changing your clubs, but the clubs this year are just so good. The kit out there is fantastic, and as a YouTuber, it's kind of an occupational hazard. So there's a bit of a change gone in my bag since my last what's in the bag, which I know wasn't that long ago. So let's have a look at what 14 sticks I've got in the bag, and let's check out my new bag as well. So the big dog, and it's the Ping G430 LST. Gaz Beadle called one of these on his channel a cheat stick, and I don't disagree. This is amazing. The spin is great. I got fitted down at Ping at Gainsborough. When we checked it out on TrackMan, this thing just flew lovely, came in at a really nice descent angle and went miles. It went 25 yards further than my PXG and 35 yards further than the G430 Max. So I couldn't overlook that. Loving this club. When I had my fitting with Ping at Gainsborough, I wasn't in the market for a fairway wood, but I had a few minutes left, so I tested them out and I was really impressed. They sent me the TrackMan data, and when I analysed it, they were just a lot more consistent than my PXGs I had at the time. So I've got the 3 and the 5 in the G430s. Not had them that long. They've got the same carbon wrap crown as the LST driver. This will go 225 yards. Really enjoying hitting it, and I'm getting more and more confident all the time with my fairways, which is what I really need. So in the fairways and the driver, I've got the Ping Chrome 2.0 shaft, 75 grams in the fairway, 65 grams in the driver. I'm not a particular fan of the colour. I think I'd rather have a black or a coloured one, and also I have got a bit of bag rub. These head covers aren't quite long enough if you're using a carry bag. And I've carried for the last sort of couple of months of winter whilst I've had these, and a couple of them, the 3 wood and the driver's already got a bit of rub on it, so that's a bit disappointing. My irons are the Ping I230s. I've got rid of the 7 wood, and I've put a 4 iron in. That'll go about 200 yards. So I was fitted for these down at Ping. When you get fitted at Ping, they only fit you for a 7 iron, which wasn't great if I'm honest, because I wasn't sure if I needed a 4 iron or not. I kind of wanted it as something I could swap in and out with my 7 wood, and I had to kind of guess whether the 4 would be the equivalent or whether 5 would be the equivalent. So, you know, that wasn't brilliant. I expected when you're going for a manufacturer fitting them to have more heads there, but they do have a lot of range, I guess. What is interesting is if you compare the 4 iron here on this side and the 8 iron, if you look at the back, they're slightly different. So the 4 iron has got kind of a recessed panel there, which doesn't happen on the clubs from 6 iron upwards. Also, through tour player feedback, they've made the 4 and the 5 iron heads a little bit smaller, but I'm a 7 handicapper, you know, I can still hit these okay. I wouldn't let that put you off. In my previous irons, the PXG Gen 3s, I had the Accra 95 gram composite graphite and titanium shafts, and that's because I had really bad tennis elbows, and that would just absorb the impact. Whereas now my elbows are okay. We've got the Nippon Modus Pro 105 shaft, so 10 grams heavier, but these are a regular shaft. Also, I'm fitted in the power loft. So Ping do 3 lofts, the neutral loft, a retro loft, which is about 1.5 to 2 degrees weaker per club, and a power loft, which is 1.5 to 2 degrees stronger per club. I hit the ball quite high, so the fitter at Ping said that would take some of the spin off for me. So there's no changes to my wedges. I'm still gaming the PXG Sugar Daddy 2s. I've got a 50 degree that's been bent to 49 degrees to help my gap in. That's in the BP grind. And I've got a 56 and a 60 in the C grind. I really like these. You've got full grooves across the toe. I've got some really nice Elevate Tour shafts in there as well. You know, these are 450 pounds a wedge. You know, they are so soft. They are by far the best wedges out on the market, but then they should be for that price, shouldn't they? On all the clubs except the putter, I've got the Golf Pride mid-size +4 grips. So the +4 is the equivalent of having 4 wraps of tape under your right hand, so a bit chunkier. This just helps me grip it better. In the carry bags, this can be a bit of a pain getting the clubs out, but in the tool bag, which we're going to have a look at in a second, it's not a problem at all. Go in. So that just leaves the flat stick, and look who's back. I was fitted for this on one of the earlier episodes at the golf show by Titleist, the Scotty Cameron Phantom X 11.5. So this is the toe hang version, whereas the 11 is more face balanced. Really like this. Had a different Scotty Cameron grip put on it. This just gives you a bit more grip, I think, and it looks pretty cool. So that's the flat stick. You know, I'm really good, I think, at putting from long distance. For short distance, sort of 4 foot and under, I need to improve that area, but it's not the club, it's me. I know that this is the best putter for me right now, and this is staying in the bag. Oh yes, look at that baby. So when the PXG irons went, I had a beautiful PXG tour bag I've had for a few years, a white one if you remember. But I thought, I can't have ping clubs in a PXG bag, that's just going to freak my OCD out. So I thought, why not get a bag that's brand agnostic? And I researched them, and Vessel are the best bags out there. They want to be, they're not cheap. A lot of the tour pros like Tiger, Jordan, you know, Lee Westwood, who aren't affiliated to carry a particular bag, they'll use Vessel. Yeah, I know, it's not looking good for the boys, is it? Got everything crossed. What I like about this tour bag, it's the same one that I reviewed on the channel recently, the Lindbergh one that was in green, which was just a bit too busy for me, but it's not too wide. You know, these pockets here, you know, they're not the widest, which isn't brilliant in terms of storage, but in terms of getting it to fit on a trolley, it works really well. When it's on a trolley, I put it down belly panel first. You've got a nice sort of soft pocket there, 2 water bottle holders, which I put my bushel in there because I think that might wear out. 2 big pockets on the front for balls, bit of food, that kind of thing. Another pocket there again, as I say, it's not the widest. I mean, you can't quite get your hand in there. Another quick release pocket there. Little zip on the belly panel. Belly panel comes off for embroidery. We love a bit of embroidery here at the golf show. This isn't the biggest compartment ever, and when the rain hood's in there, you know, there's nothing else going in. Everything comes with a serial number. If you buy from Vessel as well, for every bag you buy, they give a bag to a school to help a child. So I think that's really cool. They do this tour bag in black, white, and then there's a white, black and orange combo. I think that's a really strong looking bag. I test lots of different balls on the golf show, but I was fitted for the Titleist AVX by Titleist when Joe from Titleist very kindly came down here to Fulford. So whilst I try out the balls, I know this one works for me. It's low spin, I hit the ball high, so it's going to be a while, I think, if ever, before I change from the AVX. Okay, so that's me and my bag for 2023. It's almost May. I'm sure I can get through the season and the rest of the year without swapping anything out. I would just like to say though, the golf show is 100% independent. I buy all my own gear, or I borrow some stuff from the pro shop here at Fulford. So if I like something, I can tell you with honesty. If I don't like it, I can tell you also. So I've been fitted for everything in that bag, and I've reviewed a similar bag on the channel. As you can see all that, I'll put all the links down below if you want to see how I got on with those. I really like these clubs. I think this is going to be a great setup for me to help me get my handicap down and, you know, get better in 2023. We all love a what's in the bag, right? I mean, I think I just love more than most people. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show. If you did, give us a like. If you really enjoyed it, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the golf show. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the golf show. To watch another, click here. To subscribe, click here.